Today we're going to talk about 3 big mistakes that I made and the lessons that I learned from those big mistakes. First one was when I joined back into the hobby, I just bought a lot of things without a budget. I basically bought everything I saw that was available about Pokemon. And back then, I didn't do any research. I just went ahead, saw something on the site, didn't even compare prices, just bought. And I remember back then, that was when I think Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage were being released, and there was still some Hidden Fates reprints coming through. And yeah, it was just an unfortunate timing. And I just thought, oh, this Pikachu, this Charizard on these sets must do really well. And with my little knowledge, I just bought a lot of products, booster boxes, ETBs, lots of packs, and just opened. No budgets, just opened and opened these cards. And when I pulled a single Charizard V, I think in one of those uh, old old times, I thought it was a really good hit. I didn't even know where to check the prices. I just thought I did really well. And then I just kept on opening and buying packs, and then just buying tons of these uh, what's this loose booster packs that people were selling. And yeah, that was just really bad because even if Pikachu or Charizard is on a set, it does not guarantee that the set will do well. Especially now in hindsight. Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze were probably one of the least successful sets in the Sword and Shield era. In fact, you could probably argue that they're probably at the bottom bottom of the list, especially Vivid Voltage. Darkness Ablaze, you can argue probably is similarly. Yeah, even though it has Charizard, you gotta look at 3 main things. You gotta look at the theme, you gotta look at the artwork, and you gotta look at the pull rates. Now that it was an expensive lesson, so let's take a look at the theme. Okay, theme Charizard. Charizard, it's a very popular Pokemon. Theme is kind of there, same as Pikachu. Pikachu is almost the face of Pokemon. You could also argue that Charizard is the face. So theme is there. Artwork wise, it's mid. The Chunkachu, the Pikachu VMAX Rainbow. Arguably, artwork is not really there. It's just the rainbow isn't desirable by many people, but it's a somewhat okay. You call it mid. So it's not really ticking that box. And then pull rates wise, it's not really difficult to pull that card. So when it comes to those 3 factors, it doesn't tick those. Probably just ticks the theme partially. And so that's why it's very weak set. And even now, I still have quite a few packs of these Vivid Voltage, and I think I ripped up a lot of booster boxes, and I still have one. But if I look at the value of these booster boxes, they're basically doing nothing for Sword and Shield set. I mean, compared to other Sword and Shield era booster boxes, they're doing very poorly. 234, and then you have a Evolving Skies booster box, which is what 2000, and then you have a Darkness Ablaze one that's also 248. So these are really 2 weak sets. People are not really going for it. It's almost like, I think the only one comparable is Battle Styles, which is also another weak set. But yeah, so that's the story. The lesson learned is going forward, you can't just look at a Pokemon that's going to be in a set and then just be, oh, that's definitely going to do well. You got to look at the theme. Charizard, having Charizard, Pikachu, the evolutions, or Gengar, and other popular Pokemons in a set is a plus on the theme factor. Artwork, you gotta look at the details of the artwork, see what people desire on the artwork. Maybe I also have to focus on a few artists, especially if there's a few artists, famous artists like Shinji Kanda, Arita, and others, Egawa, I think. If they have artworks in a set, then it's also a good plus point on the artwork side. And then thirdly is pull rates. Unfortunately, hard pull rates means higher value, and something like Evolving Skies was really having very poor and difficult pull rates that really helped the set. Similarly with Prismatic Evolutions, so having difficult pull rates, massive numbers of cards that you need to master the set is always a plus on the pull rate part, and that's really what makes a set valuable. So I apply those three factors going forward to determine how much I want to invest in a set. And if a set doesn't tick any of those boxes, I will just skip the set, and I'm okay with that. Okay, that's mistake number one. Mistake number two was buying singles instead of a booster box. Buying single booster packs instead of a booster box. Back then, and this example really resonates with me, that it's a very big mistake. Can't really recall the exact prices back then, but I thought I was clever that a single booster pack was cheaper on a per booster pack basis when compared to a booster box. So for example, 36 loose booster packs were cheaper than buying a single booster box which had 36 packs. And I thought I was clever by finding this out, and I just bought tons of single booster packs of Evolving Skies. So now I still have those. I still have quite a bit of single booster packs. Not a lot, just a few single booster packs. And look at the value right now. It's really only in hindsight you see the extent of your mistakes. One Evolving Skies booster pack is $27. By no means is that a low price. That is extremely high compared to MSRP of $4 or $4.99. And now if you look at a booster box, $2,089. Now divide that by 36. It is a much higher value than $27. Probably over close to double. And that is the thing. The market values booster boxes, a sealed booster box, over 36 packs, over 36 loose packs, and that's just something you need to figure out. If you want to invest in sealed products, I mean, there's different ranges of things that you can invest in going forward with regards to Pokemon. But when it comes to sealed products, booster boxes is really the way to go. The second to that is ETBs, is if it's not a main set. So if you going to invest in sealed products, try to stay away from loose booster packs unless you really can't find any products. But if you can, you really need to focus on booster boxes whenever you can, even if it's sometimes just slightly more expensive. But when you're buying a set at release, it's almost a no-brainer, because booster boxes would probably be priced at a better point per pack, per booster pack basis, compared to a single loose booster pack. So always go for the booster box if you can. I know there's a lot of issues with availability these days, but yeah, if you have the option to get a booster box, go for a booster box rather. Don't go for loose packs. I think long term, you'll thank yourself for going for sealed products like a booster box and ETBs. So that's really the takeaway. Going forward, if it's main sets, I'm gonna go mainly for booster boxes. If it's a really strong set that ticks all those three criteria, I would go for booster boxes, ETBs, and maybe some other collection boxes with good promo cards. But if it's just a specialty set, I would just focus on ETBs and Pokemon Center ETBs. But that's also extremely difficult to get these days. Okay, and then the third big mistake I made was I thought I was being clever that people don't really spend time, and sometimes they may miss something, especially when they're selling bulk cards. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna get a bunch of bulk cards and then go through them one by one and figure out, maybe I'll find a gem in those thousands of bulk cards and then make a profit. Okay, sound like a good idea. You buy a bunch of bulk cards at a very cheap price whenever people list it, because when people list these bulk cards, they just list it at a very cheap price, and you almost sounds like it's it's a no brainer to buy up those bulk cards, and then maybe there's a gem, maybe some card will just become expensive. But that turns out to be a big mistake, because firstly you waste a ton of your time, and time is money. You just gotta figure out whether the time you're wasting on finding that single card is worth it. The hours, tens of hours that you spend in going through every single card and having to list them and sell them. For example, if you buy 1,000 cards today at, let's call it 1,000 rands, and are you able to recoup that 1,000 rand back quickly without much effort? Because if it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of energy, then I don't think it's worth it. Rather spend that time elsewhere. You probably make a few rands, tens of rands. It's not really worth it. But if you have fun doing that, then maybe that's a different story. But for me, I really wasted a lot of time on that. The time could have been spent much better on other fields. And yeah, I would probably just stick to sealed products going forward. We'll talk a bit about targeting single cards and graded cards on a different video. But that's just my take on bulk cards. Really, investing should be something that doesn't take a lot of your time. Should be enjoyable somewhat, but doesn't take a lot of your time and effort and energy, and doesn't take a lot of storage space. I mean, bulk cards can eventually take up quite a lot of space, and it looks messy when you just have a bunch of bulk cards lying around. And it's sometimes very difficult to find buyers for these bulk cards. And yeah, that's really my take. Let me know in the comment section what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.